Hello there, and welcome to Deep Sleep Science. I'm so glad you found your way here. Tonight, you've arrived in a quiet place, a soft and golden place, where the noise of the day begins to dissolve like sugar stirred slowly into warm milk. Whatever brought you here, whatever the hours behind you have asked of your heart, you can set it down now. Set it down the way you might place a smooth stone at the edge of a still pond, watching the ripples bloom outward and fade into nothing at all. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench, gently, like a flower closing at dusk. Feel the weight of your body becoming heavier, sinking into the mattress, into the pillow, into the deep and welcoming hush of this moment. Outside, the world may still be turning, but here, in this small pocket of quiet, time begins to slow breath by breath, until it moves like honey poured from a wooden spoon. Tonight, we will wander together through one of the gentlest mysteries the human mind has ever known. We will explore how the brain, that quiet and luminous garden inside your skull, finds its way back to calm. We will travel through the soft science of anxiety and the even softer science of peace. We will follow the rivers of breath, the candlelight of thought, the warm wool of memory and rest. And we will discover, slowly, how your own mind already knows the path home. If you find these slow journeys soothing, you're warmly invited to gently tap the like button and to softly subscribe so that more of these quiet nights can find their way to you whenever you need them. There is no rush, there is no goal. There is only this hush and the slow unfolding ahead. So close your eyes if they're not already closed, settle a little deeper, and let's begin this slow and soothing journey together into the quiet country of the calming mind. Imagine, for a moment, that your mind is a small lantern, set adrift on a wide and tranquil sea. The flame is steady. The water is dark and warm, and the stars above are the color of old silver. Around you, the science of your own body is quietly at work, softening every edge, smoothing every ripple, easing each thought into stillness. Tonight, fact by fact, breath by breath, we will let that lantern drift, and we will discover the gentle architecture of calm. Let us begin, slowly, softly, with the very first whisper of wonder. Deep within the warm hollow of your skull, there lives a small almond-shaped place called the amygdala. It is the brain's quiet watchman, no larger than a hazelnut, soft and curved like a sleeping creature beneath a blanket of moss. For most of human history, this little guardian has whispered to us in moments of uncertainty, lighting a single candle whenever the world seemed strange. And yet what is truly soothing to know is that this watchman also knows how to rest. When the body grows still, when the breath grows long and slow as a tide pulling back from the shore, the amygdala dims its tiny lantern. It folds its hands, it settles into the warm dark like an old cat curling beside a hearth. And in that softening, the whole inner sky of the mind begins to clear, one quiet star at a time, blooming gently into peace. Just above this little watchman, there flows a slow and silver river called the vagus nerve. It winds from the base of the brain down through the throat, the chest, the belly, the soft fields of the body, like a creek finding its way through a meadow at twilight. When you breathe out, slowly, gently, the way one might blow on a spoonful of warm soup, this river carries a hush through every room of you. It tells the heart to slow. It tells the lungs to deepen. It tells the small muscles around your eyes and brow to release their gentle holding. Scientists call this the parasympathetic response, but the body knows it by another name, an older name, something close to coming home. And tonight, with every soft exhale, that river is flowing, quietly, beautifully, through you. Long, slow breathing is one of the oldest lullabies the body knows. When you inhale gently through the nose and exhale even more slowly, the heart begins to dance to a different rhythm, a softer rhythm, like a music box winding down beneath a child's pillow. Researchers have found that exhales, which last just a little longer than inhales, send a quiet signal upward, a small folded letter delivered to the brainstem, saying simply, "All is well, all is well." The pulse softens, the shoulders sink. The thoughts, which only moments ago were racing like leaves in autumn wind, begin to settle on the still surface of a forest pond. There is nothing you must do to make this happen. Your body remembers. It has always remembered, and it is remembering now. Beneath the warm hush of your breath, the prefrontal cortex, the gentle thinker at the front of the brain, is something like a wise old librarian in a quiet candlelit room. When the day grows loud, it lifts its lamp and walks slowly between the shelves, reminding each worried thought where it belongs, placing it back on its proper page. In the soft science of calm, this thinker speaks kindly to the watchman below, telling it, in the softest voice, that the wind outside the window is only wind, that the shadows on the wall are only shadows, that the heart may rest. As you lie here now, this gentle librarian is at work, dimming the lamps one by one, closing the books with a soft and papery sigh, and turning toward the dark, peaceful corridor of sleep. There is a chemical in the brain called GABA, which sounds like the name of a small, kind animal. In truth, it is the quietest messenger the mind has, a hush walking down a long hallway with bare feet. When GABA arrives at the door of a worried thought, it knocks very softly, and then it simply sits beside that thought, the way a grandmother might sit beside a tired child, asking nothing, offering only her warm and patient presence. Slowly, the worry forgets its sharpness. Slowly, the corners of the mind grow round and soft. Scientists have learned that warm baths, long exhales, and the deep, familiar hum of a known song can all invite more of this quiet messenger into the body. The way opening a window can invite in the smell of summer rain, inside every heartbeat there lives a tiny pause, a small dark room between the boom and the next boom. And inside that little room, the body listens. This listening is called heart rate variability, and it is one of the gentlest signs that the nervous system is at ease. When you are calm, the spaces between heartbeats grow varied and supple, like the irregular footsteps of someone walking slowly through tall grass. When you are tense, the heart marches in, stiff and even time. Tonight, with every slow breath, those little rooms between beats are growing softer, more curious, more spacious. Your heart is no longer marching. It is wandering, lightly, the way a child wanders through a garden in the very last light of the day, stopping to touch the petals of every quiet flower. The brain contains roughly 86 billion small luminous beings called neurons, and at night, when the world grows still, they begin a slow and tender housekeeping. They sweep the floors of memory. They fold the linens of thought. They lift away the small dusts of the day, the worries and the bright bits of overwhelm, and they place them, gently, in baskets to be carried far away by sleep. There is a fluid in the brain, soft and clear as moon water, which rises during deep rest and washes through every quiet corridor, polishing each lantern. It is called cerebrospinal fluid, and it moves like a slow tide through the inner shore of you. As you breathe and settle, this tide is already beginning, lapping at the edges of everything that no longer needs to be carried. Oxytocin, often called the warm hormone, is a small messenger of belonging. It rises when you are held, when you are heard, when a friend rests a hand upon your shoulder, or when a beloved animal curls against your side and sighs. But the wonderful thing is that oxytocin also rises in solitude, in self-kindness, in the soft remembering of being loved. Even a hand placed gently upon your own heart, tonight, beneath the covers, can summon this warm tide. The scientists found, with great quiet joy, that the body cannot easily tell the difference between being comforted by another and offering comfort to itself. The same warm honey pools in the chest, the same hush blooms outward through the limbs. You are, in this small and tender way, your own quiet companion. The hippocampus, named long ago after the curving shape of a tiny seahorse, is the brain's gentle keeper of memory. It lives deep in the temporal lobe, in the warm interior of the mind, where it tends to recollections the way a beekeeper tends to honey, slowly, carefully, with great love. When you are calm, this little seahorse drifts in soft and steady water, sorting the day's quiet treasures from its loud confusions. When you are anxious, it pulls in tight, like a creature retreating into its shell. Tonight, as your breath grows longer and your body grows heavier, this small keeper is uncurling. It is swimming again, slowly, through the moonlit reef of your inner sea, finding each lovely memory and placing it gently into the warm coral of sleep, where it will be held until morning. In the soft kingdom of the brain, there is a chemical messenger called serotonin, which moves through the mind like late afternoon sunlight moving across an old wooden floor. It does not rush. It simply warms whatever it touches. Bright daylight invites it to bloom. Slow walks invite it to bloom, and so does the simple act of remembering something kind. Tonight, though the sun has long since folded itself behind the horizon, the small reserves of this warmth still linger inside you, pooling in the corners of your awareness like the last embers in a hearth. They glow there, soft and constant, asking nothing of you. They are simply present, the way an old quilt is present at the foot of the bed, warm and waiting, ready to wrap itself around the long quiet of the night. The breath, when slowed to about 6 gentle cycles per minute, brings the heart and the lungs into a phenomenon scientists call coherence. It is something like a duet between two old friends who have not seen each other in years, finally sitting down at the same piano. One plays the melody, one plays the harmony, and somewhere in the soft middle of the song, they remember each other completely. In that remembered music, the whole body softens. The blood pressure eases. The thoughts grow round and rolling, like river stones polished by years of gentle current. You do not need to count or measure tonight. You only need to let your breath grow long, and longer still, until the duet inside you finds its own quiet tempo, and the music plays itself, all on its own. There is a soft little structure in the brainstem called the locus coeruleus, which means, in the old language of the scientists, the blue place. It is named for its delicate blue color, like the inside of a robin's egg or the sky just before dawn. By day, this blue place keeps you alert, lighting small lanterns of attention along the corridors of your mind. By night, when the body grows still, those lanterns dim, one by one, the way street lamps dim along a quiet road at the very edge of a sleeping town. The blue place grows bluer, deeper, more like the floor of a quiet ocean than the brightness of an open sky. And there, in that deepening blue, the entire mind learns how to drift, how to soften, how to slowly, beautifully let go. The simple act of sighing is a small marvel of the nervous system. Twice each minute, even when you are not paying attention, your body releases a long, slow sigh, and with it, a quiet wave of release. Scientists have found that a slow, conscious sigh, a long inhale followed by an even longer exhale, can reset the entire emotional weather of the mind in less than a minute. It is the body's own small rain, washing away the dust of the day. Tonight, if a sigh rises up in you, let it come. Let it leave through your slightly parted lips like wind passing through a forest of pines. Let it carry with it whatever no longer wishes to be held. The body has always known how to do this. It is doing it, gently, even now. The skin is the largest organ of the body, a quiet field of nearly 4 square meters of warmth and sensation, and it is full of small listeners. When something soft touches it, like the cool side of a pillow or the heavy hush of a folded blanket, those listeners send a slow signal upward into the brain, where it is read as safety. This is why warm bedding feels like a sigh. This is why a heavy quilt can feel like the gentle arms of someone you love. Tonight, the small listeners along your skin are wide open, drinking in every soft texture, every quiet weight, every warm pocket of air beneath the sheets. They are sending their slow, beautiful message upward, again and again, saying, "You are held, you are held, you are held." The brain weighs about 3 pounds, roughly the weight of a small loaf of warm bread. And inside it, an entire universe is at work, mostly without your noticing. Even now, as you lie here so still, billions of small electric whispers are passing through the dark forests of your nervous system, like fireflies threading their way between the trees. Each one carries a small kindness, a quiet instruction, a soft adjustment toward rest. Your heart slows itself. Your lungs deepen themselves. Your digestion, your temperature, your inner tides, all of it is being tended to, with no effort from you at all. You are not the one doing the resting. You are the one being rested, gently, by something far older and wiser than thought, something that has been keeping you safe since before you were born. Cortisol is sometimes called the stress hormone, but it is also, in its own quiet way, a hormone of the morning, a small bell that rings to wake you when the sun returns. In the evening, as the light slips low and the world dims, cortisol begins its long and gentle descent, like a leaf spiraling slowly to the floor of a forest. It is meant to go down. It is meant to grow soft. And as it does, another quiet visitor begins to arrive, a hormone called melatonin, which moves through the body like blue evening light moves across a meadow. Melatonin draws the curtains. Melatonin tucks in the corners. Melatonin whispers to every cell that it is time to set down the small lantern of waking and rest in the long blue of the night. Inside the inner ear, there lives a tiny labyrinth, a small curling chamber filled with delicate fluid, which tells the brain whether you are upright or lying down, moving or still. When you finally settle into bed and grow motionless, this little labyrinth sends its quiet news upward, and the brain receives it like a soft postcard from a distant friend. The news reads, very simply, "We are at rest." In response, the brain begins to dim its inner lights, to fold up its busy maps of motion and direction, to let the world become a single soft shape rather than 1,000 sharp ones. You do not need to do anything to send this message. Your body is sending it now, in stillness, in weight, in the warm pressure of the bed beneath you, in every quiet breath. There is a soft phenomenon called interoception, which is the body's gentle ability to feel itself from the inside. It is the warm awareness of the heartbeat, the slow rise and fall of the ribs, the small temperature of the hands, the quiet hum of being alive. When this inner listening is calm and curious rather than worried, it becomes one of the most soothing experiences the mind can know. Tonight, you might let your attention drift inward, very gently, the way one might walk barefoot into a familiar garden at dusk. Notice the warmth of your palms. Notice the soft weight of your eyelids. Notice the place inside your chest where your breath comes home, over and over again. You're not searching for anything. You are simply visiting, kindly, the quiet country of your own body. The eyes, even when closed, send small signals to the brain about the surrounding world. When the eyelids meet, when the dark behind them deepens, the brain begins to translate this hush into permission. the pineal gland, a tiny pinecone-shaped sleeper near the center of the brain, begins to brew melatonin, that blue evening hormone, more generously. Scientists have found that even soft, warm light, low and golden like candle flame, allows this little gland to do its quiet work. Tonight, whether you are in a dim room or in full darkness, your closed eyes are already whispering to that small pinecone, telling it that it is safe to brew its blue tide. And so it does, slowly, beautifully, filling you with the soft chemistry of rest, drop by drop, all on its own. The phrase rest and digest is the gentle nickname scientists give to the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's quiet caretaker. When this caretaker is in charge, the stomach hums softly to itself, the intestines move in slow, peaceful waves, like a gentle river through a green country, and the whole inner landscape of the body settles into ease. Even the saliva grows more abundant, the way water rises softly in a well after a quiet rain. You do not have to ask this caretaker to come. It comes on its own. Whenever the breath slows, whenever the shoulders soften, whenever you let yourself simply lie here, with nothing to do and nowhere to be, it is here with you now, polishing the small lamps of the body, drawing the soft curtains of every inner room, one by one. The sound of slow rain has been shown, in the soft research of sleep, to gentle the mind almost immediately. Scientists believe this is because the rain is what they call a steady, predictable, non-threatening sound, a kind of long, unbroken hush that tells the watchman in the brain that nothing here needs guarding. The mind, recognizing this old lullaby, lays down its lantern. It folds its careful map. It curls, finally, beneath the soft awning of the sound. Even imagined rain, the rain of memory or daydream, can carry the same hush. So you might let yourself remember, very softly, the sound of a small storm against a window long ago, in a room you once loved, where you were warm and safe and small, and where the world outside was only weather, and the world inside was only home. Within the cells of the brain there live tiny power stations called mitochondria, glowing softly like fireflies in jars. They make the energy that lets you think, feel, dream, and rest. At night, when the body is no longer asking for movement, these little stations dim themselves, the way a town slowly turns off its street lamps after the last carriage has rolled home. The brain uses this dim hour to perform its softest, most loving repairs, mending the worn edges of small memories, oiling the hinges of mood, restoring the gentle balance of every inner room. You are not idle when you sleep. You are being rebuilt beautifully, by 1,000 tiny hands you cannot see, with a patience older than any clock, in a quiet so deep that even time begins to forget where it is. Anxiety, in its truest and softest sense, is simply the body's old way of caring for you. It is the part that listens for danger when there is none, the part that mistakes the wind for a wolf, the part that has, for many long years, tried very hard to keep you alive. And so, instead of being something to fight, anxiety can be welcomed gently, like a small, frightened animal who has come in from the cold. You can say to it, softly, in the warm room of your own mind, "Thank you for watching. You may rest now." And the body, the breath, the slow tide of the parasympathetic river, all of it will help you say it. The little animal will sigh, lay down its head, and curl into sleep beside you, where it has always belonged. The phenomenon of slow, rhythmic walking, the kind one might do in a quiet hallway or a garden at dusk, is one of the oldest known calmers of the human nervous system. The brain interprets the soft, even pace as a steady heartbeat in motion, a kind of gentle parental presence. In the dark hours before sleep, Even the memory of such a walk can soothe. So you might imagine yourself now, walking very slowly along a path lined with sleeping flowers, your bare feet warm against the soft earth, the air filled with the smell of jasmine and old summer rain. With every step, the world grows quieter. With every step, you draw closer to a small wooden door at the end of the path, behind which a bed of clouds is waiting just for you. Exactly the right warmth, exactly the right hush. The body is mostly water, soft and tidal as the sea. Inside you, every cell holds its own small ocean, and those oceans move with the slow gravity of your breath. When you inhale, every cell rises. When you exhale, every cell settles. There are tides inside your blood, tides inside the fluid that bathes the brain, tides inside the spaces between your thoughts. As you grow stiller, these tides grow longer, slower, more like the great patient breathing of a moonlit bay than the choppy waves of a busy harbor. There is no part of you that is not water. There is no part of you that is not moving softly, even in stillness. And the sea inside you, like every sea, knows perfectly well how to rock its small lanterns to sleep. There is a small region in the brain called the insula, which is something like a gentle interpreter, translating the quiet language of the body into the softer language of feeling. When the heart slows, when the breath deepens, when the belly grows warm and easy, the insula listens carefully and whispers upward, "All is well, all is well." In moments of unease, this interpreter can become a little too watchful, leaning close to every small sensation, but in moments of rest, it leans back, the way a wise old grandmother might lean back in her rocking chair on a summer porch, letting the evening pass without comment. Tonight, your insula is leaning back. It is no longer reading every page of the body. It is simply listening to the slow song of your breath and finding it lovely and finding it enough. Soft, warm temperatures gently invite the body towards sleep. When the skin grows warm, especially at the hands and the feet, the small blood vessels there open like flower petals at dawn, releasing heat outward into the air. This quiet release lowers the inner temperature of the body just enough that the brain receives a small signal, a soft, uncertain message, saying, "The time of rest has come." This is why warm baths, soft socks, and warm hands tucked beneath a pillow feel like deep magic, though they are really only chemistry. The gentle chemistry of a body remembering itself. Tonight, beneath your covers, the small flowers along your skin are opening. The heat is moving outward like the last warmth of a long summer day, and your inner sky is cooling into the deep and dreaming blue of night. The mind has a quiet capacity called neuroplasticity, which is the soft and lifelong art of reshaping itself. Every kind thought you offer yourself, every long breath, every moment of chosen calm, lays down a tiny path in the warm forest of the brain. With repetition, this path becomes a small trail, then a soft road, then a familiar lane lined with lanterns. Anxiety walks the same paths over and over, but so does peace. And peace, like any traveler, only needs a little practice to find its way. Tonight, simply by lying here, listening softly, breathing slowly, you are walking the path of peace. You are letting your feet press gently into the soil of it. And tomorrow, and the night after, this path will be a little more worn, a little more sure, a little more yours. Inside the brain, there is a phenomenon called default mode network, a soft inner choir that hums quietly whenever the mind is at rest. By day, sometimes sings the old songs of worry, replaying small scenes over and over. But at night, when the body grows still and the breath grows long, the choir begins to soften. The voices lower, the melody lengthens. The song becomes more like the hum of a distant sea than any clear refrain. Slowly, slowly, this inner choir steps back from the candlelight at the front of the chapel and walks, in single file, into the warm, shadowed back rooms of sleep. There, They lay down their songbooks. They unbutton their long coats. They sit, finally, in the deep and tender quiet, and they rest with you, beautifully, until morning. Slow exhales gently lower the heart rate by activating a small bundle of nerves called the sinoatrial node, the heart's own little timekeeper. With each long, soft out-breath, this timekeeper turns its tiny key just a little more slowly, and the next beat arrives a little later than the one before it. It is the body's way of yawning, the heart's own gentle stretch. There is nothing forced about this. There is nothing to remember. The heart has been doing this since you were a small curled creature in the warm dark, long before you knew the word for breath. It knows how to slow itself. It knows how to soften, and it is doing so now, beat by quiet beat, like a slow drumming far away in the green hills of an old, peaceful country. There is a soft tradition among scientists who study calm, and that is the practice of naming 5 things you can sense in the present moment. This gentle ritual draws the mind out of the long corridors of worry and into the small, lit room of now. Tonight, lying here, you might notice the soft weight of the blanket against your legs, the warm cradle of the pillow beneath your head, the slow sound of your own breath, the cool touch of the air on your cheek, the small dark behind your closed eyes. None of these things are difficult. None of these things require effort. They are simply here, the way the moon is simply here, the way the river is simply here. And in noticing them, you have already arrived in the only place rest has ever lived, which is this place, which is now. The body, when given enough quiet, begins to perform a slow and tender act of repair on the muscles, smoothing their small fibers, releasing their long-held tensions, the way one might smooth the creases from a folded linen sheet. Each muscle holds its own small memory of the day, the way the jaw remembers the words it nearly said, the way the shoulders remember the weight they have been carrying, the way the hands remember every small thing they have held. As you grow still, these memories soften. They become less like sharp stones and more like rounded pebbles at the bottom of a gentle creek. They are still there, but they have been worn smooth by the slow water of rest. And the river of rest, tonight, is wide and warm and very long. There is a soft phenomenon called co-regulation, which is the way one calm being can gently calm another. A sleeping cat upon the foot of the bed, a slow-breathing companion beside you, even the gentle voice of a stranger speaking softly in a quiet recording, can guide the nervous system into ease. The brain reads these slow rhythms and follows them, the way a small boat follows a larger one across a quiet harbor. Tonight, even alone, you are not alone. The voice you are hearing now, the slow cadence of these words, the long breath between each phrase, is offering itself as a quiet companion. You may let your own breath follow its tempo. You may let your own pulse settle toward its hush. You are being walked, gently, toward the soft pier where the boat of sleep is waiting. The vagus nerve has small, beautiful branches that reach into the face, into the muscles around the eyes, the corners of the mouth, the soft cradle of the throat. This is why a gentle smile, even one offered for no reason at all, can quiet the inner weather of the body. The face speaks to the heart through these slender threads, and the heart listens. You do not need to smile tonight. You do not need to do anything. But if a small softness rises at the edges of your mouth, simply because the night is warm, or the blanket is heavy, or the breath is slow, let it bloom there. Let it linger like a candle in a window. Even the smallest softening of the face sends a long, quiet message inward, like a stone dropped into a deep and patient well. In the soft darkness of deep sleep, the brain enters a state called slow-wave sleep, where the inner waves of electricity grow long and rolling, like the great patient waves of an open sea at midnight. In this state, the body releases growth hormone, mends small wounds, strengthens the immune system, and tends to the quiet maintenance of nearly every organ. It is the body's most generous gift to itself, given freely every night, asking only that you let it happen. You are not asked to earn it. You are not asked to deserve it. You are only asked, gently, to let yourself drift, the way a small wooden boat drifts toward the open sea once its rope is loosened from the dock. And tonight, that rope is loosening, very slowly, fiber by quiet fiber, on its own. The frontal lobe of the brain, just behind the forehead, is the gentle place where worries are often shaped. But it is also the place where soft reassurances are formed. Scientists have discovered that simply telling yourself a kind sentence, slowly and warmly, can begin to dim the lanterns of unease in the older parts of the brain. Phrases like, "I am safe in this moment," or "I may rest now," or "The night will care for me," are not just words. They are small, soft hands placed upon the brow of a worried child. Tonight, you might whisper one such sentence to yourself, very gently, only once, the way one might tuck a small note beneath a pillow. You do not need to believe it perfectly. You only need to leave it there, like a candle, glowing for you in the dark. There is a phenomenon called the orienting response, the soft, slow turning of attention towards something gentle in the environment, like a single small light, a soft sound, the slow flicker of a candle, the patient drift of clouds across an evening sky. When the eyes rest upon something simple and unchanging, the brain interprets this as safety and begins to soften. Tonight, even with your eyes closed, you can let the inner gaze rest upon something gentle. A soft imagined moon, a quiet imagined lake, a single warm flame in a dark room. Let your attention settle there, lightly, the way a moth settles on the rim of a lampshade. You do not need to grip. You do not need to focus. You need only to rest your seeing upon something soft, and let everything else gently fall away. The thalamus is a quiet inner gatekeeper deep in the brain, a small, softly glowing chamber through which nearly every signal of the senses must pass before reaching the higher rooms of thought. By day, this gatekeeper is busy, lifting and lowering its small lanterns, deciding which whispers from the world to let through. By night, when sleep approaches, the thalamus dims its lights and gently closes the inner doors, one by one. The sounds of the room grow softer. The small itches of the skin grow quieter. Even the murmur of stray thoughts grows farther away. As if heard from the bottom of a deep, warm well, you are not turning these things off. The gatekeeper is, and tonight, that gatekeeper is patient and tender and very, very tired in the best possible way. The tongue, when it rests softly against the roof of the mouth, sends a small signal of safety to the nervous system. Scientists studying the body's calming postures have noticed that a relaxed tongue, a slightly parted jaw, and a soft throat are all signs that the inner watchman has lowered its lantern. So you might let your tongue grow soft and heavy now, like a small velvet pillow inside your mouth. Let your jaw release, just a little, as if you were about to whisper a single sleepy word and then thought better of it. These tiny softenings ripple outward through the whole face, the whole neck, the whole chest, until even the deepest muscles between the ribs begin to let go. The body has many small doors to peace, and even the smallest of them opens onto the same wide, quiet room. In ancient times, long before anyone knew the names of brain regions or chemicals, people knew that warm tea before bed could carry the mind toward rest. They knew that the soft act of holding a warm cup, breathing in its rising steam, sipping slowly while the world grew dark, was a kind of small ceremony of calm. Today, scientists confirm what those old kitchens always knew: that warm liquid soothes the vagus nerve, that herbs like chamomile and lavender carry small molecules of quiet, that the very ritual itself signals to the brain that the day has been completed. Tonight, you may not have a cup in your hands, but you have something better. You have the memory of every such cup, every warm kitchen, every gentle ceremony. And memory, in the kingdom of sleep, is just as warm as any tea. There is a soft and beautiful study that found people who watched slow-moving water for just a few minutes a day showed lower levels of stress hormones in their bodies. The brain, it seems, recognizes the flow of water as something ancient and trustworthy, a kind of old friend who has always been there. Even imagined water can do this work. So you might let your inner eye rest, very gently, upon a slow river winding through a quiet meadow, the surface shimmering softly under a low evening sky, the banks soft with moss and small white flowers. Let the river move in its own time. You are not asked to follow it. You are only asked to watch it, the way one might watch a long, slow song unfold, until the music and the watcher become indistinguishable, and only the flowing remains, the bones of the body, though they seem solid, are quietly alive, full of small marrow rivers that hum and bloom even as you sleep. Inside them, new blood is being made all the time, soft red rivers of fresh life flowing outward through the long, quiet corridors of you. As you grow still, this making grows easier, more abundant, like a well that fills more quickly when no one is drawing from it. There is a great generosity in the body, a tireless making of warmth and life, that asks nothing of you in return except your rest. So you may give it that rest now, freely, the way one might hand a gift to an old beloved friend. And the body, in turn, will hand you back the morning, fresh and warm and waiting at the edge of the long blue night. The senses, when allowed to grow soft, become a beautiful instrument of peace. The ears, which by day strain to catch the meanings of 1,000 small noises, begin to relax, listening more like a quiet pond listens to the wind than like a sentinel listens for footsteps. The skin grows broader in its awareness, feeling not just touch, but warmth, weight, the gentle hum of being alive. The nose softens too, drinking in the small familiar smells of the room without needing to identify them. Tonight, your senses are gathering inward, like petals folding at dusk. They are no longer reaching outward into the world. They are settling close to the heart of you, where the inner garden grows and where the dew of sleep is already beginning to form on every quiet leaf. In the soft science of dreams, there is a stage called REM sleep, in which the eyes move beneath the lids like small fish moving beneath the surface of a still pond. In this stage, the brain is busy weaving the long tapestries of dream, threading together the small threads of memory, emotion, and imagination into something larger and stranger than any single day. This weaving is part of how the mind makes peace with itself, how it lays the small, bright stones of experience into the quiet mosaic of a life. You do not need to remember your dreams to receive their gifts. The weaver works whether or not you are watching, and tonight, that weaver is already setting up the loom, choosing the softest threads, preparing the long, slow patience of the night's gentle craft, the skin of the inner wrist, the soft underside of the forearm, is one of the most tender places on the body, where the warmth of the blood passes close to the surface. A gentle touch there, even your own, can slow the breath and ease the heart. Long ago, in old hospitals and even older homes, healers would place a soft hand on this place to quiet a feverish child. The body remembers these small gestures across centuries. Tonight, if you wish, you may rest one hand lightly across your other wrist, beneath the covers, and let the warmth of one part of yourself speak softly to another part of yourself. The body, in this small and tender way, becomes its own old healer, its own warm room, its own kind hand returning home after a long, long day. Slow music, especially music that moves at about 60 beats per minute, has been shown to draw the heart toward its own gentler rhythm. Lullabies, river songs, the long, slow movements of old classical pieces, all share this quiet tempo, as if the human heart had agreed long ago to follow the pace of a peaceful walk. Even without music in the room, the inner mind can hum its own soft tune, made of breath and pulse and memory. Tonight, you might let an inner song begin to play, very softly, with no lyrics and no shape, only a slow rising and falling, like a tide that has decided to sing itself to sleep. The whole body becomes the instrument, the whole night becomes the hall. And the music, like the night, never has to end at any particular time. Inside the brain, there is a substance called endorphins, sometimes called the body's own gentle balm. They rise during long walks, slow stretching, warm laughter, and quiet contentment. They are the inner equivalent of a hand resting on your back, saying, "You have done enough today." Even in stillness, even in the quiet act of breathing slowly beneath warm covers, the body can release small drops of this gentle balm. It pools in the soft hollows of the chest, in the gentle space behind the eyes, in the quiet corners of the belly. Tonight, that balm is being offered freely. You are not asked to chase it or earn it. You are only asked to receive it, the way a dry field receives the soft and welcome rain after a long and patient season of waiting. The body, in its great quiet wisdom, has many systems for forgetting. By day, the mind holds tightly to its small lists, its small worries, its small unfinished sentences. By night, the brain begins to loosen its grip, allowing many of these to dissolve the way a sugar cube dissolves slowly in a warm cup. This is not a loss. This is a kindness. Most of what the day asks us to hold is not meant to be carried into the night. The mind is sorting now, gently, choosing which small treasures to keep, which small dusts to release. You do not need to oversee this sorting. You may simply lie here, breathing slowly, while the inner librarian moves softly between the shelves, returning the unimportant pages to their quiet drawers and tucking the dear ones safely away for the morning. There is a great softness in the sound of the human voice when it speaks slowly. Researchers have found that slow, low, gentle voices, especially those that take long pauses between phrases, can lower the heart rate of a listener within minutes. The brain interprets these slow voices as the voices of safety, like the voice of a parent telling a long bedtime story, or the voice of an old friend speaking quietly by a winter fire. Tonight, the voice carrying these words is moving at the pace of such a friend, with no hurry, no urgency, only the slow unfolding of one quiet sentence after another. You may let this voice walk beside you, like a soft companion on a long evening path, while the small lantern of your own awareness grows dimmer and dimmer and dimmer still. The number of neurons firing softly in your brain right now is greater than the number of stars in the visible night sky. And yet, in the deep hush of rest, they all hum in surprising harmony, like a great choir singing one long, low note that holds the whole inner world in place. There is no part of you that is not singing this note. There is no cell that is not part of this song. It is the song of being alive, the song of being held, the song of being made, again and again, every moment, by something far older than thought. As you breathe slowly now, you are not separate from this song. You are the song. and the song is being sung gently, beautifully, with no effort from you at all, into the long, deep night. The fingertips, those small, soft tellers at the very ends of you, contain thousands of tiny listeners called mechanoreceptors. They drink in every small texture they meet, the cool linen of a pillow, the warm cotton of a sleeve, the soft hush of skin against skin. When the touch they meet is gentle and unhurried, they send a long, quiet message inward, blooming through the nerves like ink spreading slowly through water. The message is simple. It says, the world here is kind. Tonight, even the small touch of your hand against the blanket, or one finger curled lightly against another, is sending this message. You do not have to do anything to receive it. It is already arriving, again and again, in every quiet point where you meet the soft and waiting world that has been holding you all along. The brain has a soft phenomenon called the relaxation response, named long ago by a kind doctor who noticed that long breath, gentle attention, and quiet repetition could change the body almost as deeply as sleep itself. In this response, the blood vessels open like flowers, the small muscles around the eyes release their long holding, and the inner chatter slows to the hush of a distant brook. It is not a trance. It is not a sleep. It is something else entirely, a wide, warm wakefulness without any urgency at all. You are very close to this response now. With each slow breath, you slip a little further into its gentle country. The trees here are tall and patient. The light is soft and golden. And the path you are walking has no destination except the very next quiet step. When the body is at peace, the small capillaries in the skin open just a little wider, allowing warmth to bloom outward toward the surface. This is why peaceful people often have warm hands. It is the body's own quiet way of telling the world, I am safe enough to share my warmth. Tonight, if you notice your hands growing warmer beneath the covers, you may take it as a small and lovely sign that the inner watchman has set down its lantern. The blood is flowing freely. The vessels are opening softly. The warmth you are feeling is your own warmth coming home to you, no longer needing to be held tightly in the deep center of you, but free to wander, free to bloom, free to drift to the very edges of your skin. In the long hush of the night, the body produces more of a small molecule called adenosine, which gathers slowly in the brain, like soft snow gathering on a quiet windowsill. With every minute of stillness, every long breath, every gentle moment of letting go, a little more of this soft snow settles until the whole inner landscape of the mind is muffled in its tender white quiet. Adenosine is part of how the body knows it is time to sleep, but it is also part of how the body knows it is being well cared for. Tonight, that snow is falling, lightly, beautifully, on every windowsill of the brain. The streets are growing quieter. The small, bright shop lights are dimming, one by one, and the whole inner village is preparing for a long, peaceful sleep. The shoulders, those quiet rooms above the heart, often hold the unfinished words of the day. Tonight, you may notice them softening, sinking, releasing their long, invisible weights like two old satchels being set down at last upon a warm wooden floor. The collarbones grow lighter. The space between the shoulder blades grows wider, the way a meadow grows wider when the fog lifts. Even the small muscles deep beneath the skin, the ones you cannot easily feel, are letting go, the way the last guests of a long evening finally say goodnight and walk softly out into the cool air. The shoulders, freed of their satchels, become what they truly are, two soft hills upon the gentle landscape of the body, sloping kindly down toward the warm valley of sleep. There is a phenomenon called bilateral stimulation, in which gentle, alternating sensations on the two sides of the body, like the soft tap of one heel and then the other beneath the sheets, can ease the mind into deeper rest. Even the slow shifting of attention from one side of the body to the other, from the left hand to the right hand, from the left foot to the right foot, can have this quiet effect. Tonight, you might let your awareness drift gently, like a small soft bird, hopping from one quiet branch to another, from one side of you to the other. The bird is not searching for anything. It is simply moving, slowly, between the warm boughs of you until at last it tucks its head beneath a wing and settles into the long, deep stillness of the night. The brain, when calm, produces small electric waves called alpha waves, a soft and steady kind of inner music, like the gentle strumming of a wooden harp in a moonlit room. Deeper still, when sleep approaches, the music slows into theta waves, like the long, low notes of an old cello played by a tired and kindly hand. Deeper still, in the warm hollows of deep sleep, come the delta waves, vast and slow as the breathing of the sea. You do not need to play this music yourself. The music is already there, written into the body's own quiet score. Tonight, you are simply listening to it unfold, one long note at a time, each one a little slower and a little deeper than the last, until you and the music are no longer separate at all. There is a soft scent in the world called petrichor, which is the smell of rain meeting dry earth. The brain responds to it with a small wave of pleasure, perhaps because, for thousands of years, this smell has meant the end of thirst, the coming of life, the safety of growth. Even the memory of this smell can soothe the nervous system. So you might let your mind wander now to a soft moment in the past, a moment after a long warm day when the first slow drops of rain began to fall, and the earth, parched and patient, sighed up its sweet old fragrance into the air. Breathe that scent in slowly, in memory, in imagination, in the quiet country of the mind. The whole body softens at the smell of being saved. The mind, when gently focused on a single soft thing, like the slow movement of the breath, the warmth of a candle, the long unfolding of an imagined river, enters what scientists sometimes call open monitoring, a kind of soft, wide attention that holds everything lightly and grips nothing. In this state, thoughts may still arise, but they pass through the mind the way clouds pass through a wide, kind sky. They do not stay. They do not need to be chased. They simply drift on, dissolving as they go. Tonight, you are in such a sky. You are the wide, kind quiet through which every thought is allowed to move freely. You do not have to chase them or hold them. You are the spaciousness itself, and the spaciousness is more than enough. Long ago, in the soft science of the body, it was discovered that humming, even softly, can stimulate the vagus nerve and bring the whole body toward calm. The throat vibrates gently, the chest vibrates gently, and the small bones of the inner ear hum in answer. Tonight, you do not need to hum aloud. The slow rhythm of these words, the long quiet pauses between them, the soft cadence of your own breath, all of these are humming for you, weaving a small inner song that touches every part of your body. It is the same song that mothers have hummed to children for thousands of years, the same song that grandmothers have hummed while baking bread, the same song that the wind hums through the long grasses of an old field, just before dark. There is a beautiful word in some old languages that means soft heaviness, the kind of warm weight that settles into the body when sleep is very near. It is the heaviness of a small child asleep in the arms of someone who loves them. It is the heaviness of a heavy quilt on a cold night. It is the heaviness of a small stone resting at the bottom of a still and welcoming pond. Tonight, you are growing that kind of heavy. Your limbs are settling further into the bed. Your eyelids are growing softer, fuller, easier to close. Your whole body is gathering into one warm, quiet weight, the way snow gathers slowly on a forest floor. There is nothing to lift now. There is nothing to hold. You are heavy, you are soft, you are exactly where you belong. In the smallest hours of the night, the brain quietly performs an act of housekeeping called synaptic pruning, where it gently trims away the small, unused connections of the day. It is something like an old gardener walking through a vast garden by lantern light, snipping the tiniest dry twigs from the rose bushes so that the bushes themselves can grow stronger in the coming morning. This pruning is not a loss. It is a tender shaping. It is how the mind becomes clearer, more graceful, more itself. Tonight, that gardener is already at work. The lantern is moving softly between the rows. You may rest deeply, knowing that someone wise and patient is tending the garden of you, choosing carefully what to keep and what to let fall back into the warm and welcoming earth. The sound of a slow heartbeat, the kind a baby once heard from inside its mother, remains one of the most calming sounds the human body knows. Studies have shown that the rhythm of a slow heart, around 60 beats per minute, can lower the heart rate of others nearby. It is a kind of ancient lullaby, written into us long before any language. Tonight, your own heart is becoming that lullaby. It is slowing, gently, like a soft drum being played by a sleepy hand. It is the same heart that has been with you since the very beginning, the same heart that beat in the warm dark before you ever opened your eyes upon the world. It has not forgotten how to soothe you. It is soothing you, even now, beat by quiet beat. There is a soft visual practice in the science of calm called gaze softening, in which the eyes, instead of looking sharply at a single point, let their focus widen and grow blurry, the way the gaze grows soft when one is watching the sea. Even with the eyes closed, this softening can happen. The small muscles around the eyes release their fine grip. The inner gaze becomes wide and gentle, like the gaze of someone watching a vast, slow field of fireflies. Tonight, you might let your inner eyes grow soft in just this way, no longer trying to see anything in particular, no longer searching the dark behind the lids for any shape at all. Just a wide, soft seeing, blurred and warm, the way memory looks when it is very far away and very dear. The body produces a small amount of natural pain-soothing compounds called endocannabinoids, which rise during slow rhythmic activities like walking, swimming, breathing deeply, or simply lying quietly while listening to gentle sound. These small molecules drift through the body like warm milk poured into tea, easing the small aches of the day, smoothing the rough edges of feeling. Tonight, even as you rest, your body is offering itself this soft inner medicine. You are not asked to do anything to deserve it. It is freely given. Like all the body's gentlest gifts, the aches of the day are dissolving slowly. The small, unspoken tensions are softening. The body is taking care of itself, beautifully, while you simply lie here, breathing, listening, drifting closer and closer to the warm tide of sleep. There is a phenomenon called the doorway effect, which scientists discovered when they noticed that people often forget what they were thinking about when they pass through a door. The mind, it seems, treats doorways as small, soft endings, places where one moment is gently completed and another begins. Tonight you may imagine yourself walking very slowly through a long series of soft wooden doors, each one warmer and dimmer than the last. At each doorway, you let one more small worry, one more small unfinished sentence of the day, fall away. By the time you reach the last door, you are carrying almost nothing, and behind that final door, there is only a wide, warm room with a soft bed waiting at its center, and a long, peaceful sleep already gathering at the foot of it, like a kind animal. The hands, when curled softly together or rested upon the chest, complete a small, quiet circuit with the heart. The warmth of the palms meets the warmth of the body, and a gentle inner loop is formed, like the small loop a river makes when it bends back upon itself before continuing on. This loop is comforting to the nervous system because it has no sharp edges. The body simply feels itself, gently, from the inside and the outside at once. Tonight, if it feels right, you may rest one hand lightly upon your chest and feel the warm rise and fall there, and feel the warmth of your own palm meeting the warmth of your own breath. Two warmths becoming one warmth. Two softnesses becoming one softness. The body, in its quiet wisdom, knowing exactly how to hold itself. The breath, when allowed to slow on its own, often finds a rhythm called resonance breathing, in which inhale and exhale become almost equal in length, around 5 or 6 seconds each. At this rhythm, the body finds a beautiful inner balance, a kind of slow waltz between the heart and the lungs, and the soft pressure of the blood. Scientists call it resonance because the body seems to hum, gently, in its own most natural music. Tonight, you do not need to count or measure. The breath is finding its own rhythm all by itself, the way a small stream finds its own way down a slope of mossy stones. There is no part of you that does not know this music. There is no part of you that is not already swaying, softly. In time, in the soft and old science of sleep, there is a concept called sleep pressure, which is the warm and welcome heaviness that gathers across the long hours of the waking day. It is not unkind. It is not a burden. It is the body's quiet promise that rest is on its way. By the time you lie down at night, this pressure has built into a soft, warm tide that wants nothing more than to carry you out into the deep waters of sleep. You do not have to resist this tide. You do not have to swim against it. You may simply let it lift you, the way a small boat is lifted by the rising sea, until the dock falls away behind you and you are floating freely. Beneath the wide and patient stars, the brain, in its soft generosity, contains tiny structures called Pacinian corpuscles in the deep layers of the skin, which respond to slow, gentle pressure. This is why heavy blankets feel so deeply calming. The slow, even weight pressing down upon the body is interpreted as a long, kind embrace, the kind a child receives when they are very tired and very loved. Tonight, the weight of your covers, however heavy or light, is speaking softly to these small listeners. They are sending their patient message upward into the brain, a message older than any words, that says simply, you are held, you are held, you are held. There is nowhere you must go. There is nothing you must do. You are inside the long, slow embrace of the night, and the night has all the time in the world. There is a soft phenomenon in chemistry called crystallization, in which a substance that has been dissolved in a liquid slowly settles into beautiful patterned shapes as the liquid cools. In some old, beautiful way, this is what happens to the mind at night. The thoughts that were swirling in the warm water of the day begin to settle, slowly, into clearer shapes. Some of them become small, bright dreams. Some of them become quiet insights, ready to greet you in the morning. Some of them simply dissolve, gone forever, no longer needed at all. You do not have to oversee this. The cooling has already begun. The inner liquid is growing quieter and clearer, and small lovely crystals are forming in the depths of you, while you breathe, while you rest, while the night does its long, careful work. The eyes, when they remain closed for a long time in safety, send a slow chemical message to the brain that the world outside is no longer asking anything of them. The small muscles that hold the eyes in place during the day, the tiny ones that follow the movement of every passing thing, begin to release. The eyes themselves settle a little deeper into their soft sockets. The face grows lighter, smoother, more like the face of a child who has fallen asleep in a soft chair beside a window. Tonight, your eyes are not watching anything. They are simply resting, like two small smooth stones at the bottom of a calm pool, while the moonlight passes far above them. They are not searching. They are not trying. They are simply being, beautifully, in the warm, dark, There is a small but lovely study in which people who imagined a single safe place, in great gentle detail, slipped into rest more easily than those who tried to empty their minds. The brain, it seems, loves to be given a soft, warm room to wander in. So you might let your mind wander now into a small wooden cabin in a quiet forest, where a low fire burns softly in a stone hearth, where a deep armchair stands beside a window, where a soft blanket is draped over its back. The window looks out onto a meadow of slow-falling snow. The fire crackles, gently. The air smells faintly of cedar and old paper. The cabin is yours. It has always been yours, and it will be here, waiting for you, every time you need a quiet place to rest. The body, even a deep rest, performs a slow rhythmic shifting called the basic rest activity cycle, in which it gently rises and falls in alertness across about 90 minutes. This is why naps and night sleeps both move in waves, with deep hollows of slow wave sleep and softer crests of light dreaming. You do not need to follow these waves or understand them. The body knows them by heart. They are written into you, the way the tides are written into the moon. Tonight, you are about to enter the first long hollow of this beautiful inner sea. The water grows warmer and deeper. The light from the surface grows farther away, and somewhere, far below, a soft current is gathering, ready to carry you gently into the long, slow country of the dream. There is a phrase in old scientific writing called the wisdom of the body, which means the quiet intelligence by which the heart knows to beat, the lungs know to breathe, the wound knows how to close, and the tired mind knows how to find sleep. This wisdom is not learned. It is given. It has been with you since the very first moments of your life, and it will be with you until the very last. It does not require your belief or your effort. It only asks that you let it work. Tonight, you may let it work fully. You may set down the small instruction manuals of the day and simply trust that the body, in its long and patient wisdom, knows how to carry you safely into rest and back again, the way it has done 1,000,000 times. The science of awe, that soft expansion of the chest one feels when looking at a vast night sky or a great quiet mountain, has been shown to lower stress hormones and slow the breath. The brain, when met with something gently larger than itself, seems to remember its own small place inside a vast and patient whole. Tonight, you might let your inner eye drift upward, very slowly, into an imagined sky full of countless soft stars, each one a small candle in a great dark cathedral. The cathedral is older than any worry. The cathedral has held many tired travelers. The cathedral is holding you now. And in that holding, the small troubles of the day become very small indeed. The way pebbles become small when seen from a great peaceful height above a wide and shining sea. The gut, that soft inner garden in the belly, is sometimes called the second brain because it contains millions of tiny nerve cells that quietly speak with the mind above. When you're at peace, the gut hums softly to itself, the way a beehive hums on a warm summer afternoon. When you are tense, it grows quieter and stiller, as if listening too hard. Tonight, the soft garden in your belly is settling into ease. The small bees of the nerves are humming gently. The slow rivers of digestion are moving in patient currents. There is nothing it needs from you. It is simply doing its quiet work, the way it has done since you were a small curled creature in the warm dark, long before you had any words for hunger, or peace, or sleep. There is a soft and old word in some languages for the feeling of being safely indoors during a storm, watching the wind move the trees outside the window while the room itself stays warm and bright. The brain loves this feeling deeply. It is the feeling of shelter, of soft contrast, of safety made more visible by the gentle wildness just beyond the walls. Tonight, Your bed is that shelter. The world outside the window may be doing whatever it is doing, but here, beneath the covers, the air is warm. The lamp is soft. The small storms of the day cannot reach you. You are safely indoors. You have always been safely indoors. And the storm, if there is one, is only there to make the warm room of your rest feel even warmer. In the soft science of breathing, there is a practice called the physiological sigh, in which one takes a small extra inhale at the top of an already full breath, and then releases a long, slow exhale. This little double breath has been shown to ease the body more quickly than almost any other simple movement. Tonight, you might offer yourself just one of these gentle sighs, very slowly, with no rush at all. A soft, full breath in, a small second sip of air, and then a long, warm release out, like steam rising from a cup of tea on a cold morning. The body knows this sigh by heart. It is the sigh of an old friend setting down a heavy bag at last. It is the sigh of letting the day be over. The brain, when softly rested, becomes more creative, more spacious, more able to see kind possibilities. This is why the morning so often brings answers the night could not find. The sleeping mind is not idle. It is a slow, patient artist painting wide, soft landscapes across the inner walls of you, turning small puzzles in its hands until their hidden seams appear, weaving together the loose threads of feeling into something quietly whole. Tonight, you are giving this artist its long, open hours. You are stepping back from the canvas and letting the slow, kind work begin. You do not need to see what is being painted. You only need to rest and trust and let the artist work, knowing that whatever appears by morning will be exactly what the heart needed to see. The small bones of the inner ear are the tiniest bones in the human body, no larger than grains of rice. And yet they carry every sound the world has ever offered you, from the first soft voice of someone who loved you to the rustle of leaves on a quiet afternoon. At night, when the room grows still, these tiny bones grow quieter too, vibrating only with the softest sounds, the small hum of breath, the distant murmur of a faraway street, the warm hush of the blankets settling around you. Tonight, those tiny bones are listening to almost nothing at all. They are at rest, like small white pebbles at the bottom of a still pond. And the silence they meet is not empty. It is full, warm, and exactly the right shape for sleep. There is a soft phenomenon called proprioception, which is the body's quiet sense of where it is in space, even with the eyes closed. It is how you know, in the dark, where your hand is, where your foot is, where the curve of your back meets the bed. This sense is comforting in itself, a small inner map drawn in warm chalk on the soft walls of you. Tonight, that map is growing simpler, softer, more like a gentle outline than a detailed sketch. Your body knows where it is. It knows it is here, on this bed, in this room, beneath this blanket, in this slow and beautiful moment. There is no question. There is no searching. You are exactly where you are, and where you are is exactly where rest is waiting. The science of laughter, even the small soft laughter of a quiet smile, has shown that the body releases gentle waves of calming chemicals whenever something warm and amusing crosses the mind. You do not need a joke. You do not need a story. Sometimes, simply remembering a small funny moment, the way a child once mispronounced a word, the way a beloved animal once tilted its head in confusion, the way a friend once laughed until they cried, can soften the whole inner landscape. Tonight, if such a small memory rises in you, let it bloom for a moment, like a candle lit in an old window, then let it fade gently. The way candles fade, leaving behind only their warm, soft light in the room, where you can lie and rest in its glow. the soft tide of melatonin, that blue evening hormone, reaches its highest point in the middle of the night, when the world outside is most deeply still. Inside you, this tide is rising slowly, like a gentle sea coming in across a long, flat beach. It carries with it the small driftwood of sleep, the soft shells of dreams, the warm seaweed of slow, steady rest. You do not need to gather any of it. You only need to lie here, on the warm shore of yourself, and let the tide come in. It has been rising every night since you were very small. It knows the shape of your shoreline. It knows exactly where to settle. And tonight, it is settling, gently, perfectly, around the soft outline of you. In the long, kind history of human sleep, people have rested in many beautiful places, on beds of woven grass, on platforms of warm stone, in hammocks slung between trees, in soft hollows of moss beside slow rivers. The body has always been able to find rest, in many shapes, in many lands, beneath many skies. Tonight, your bed is the latest in this long line of resting places, and the night is the same old kind night that has been holding sleepers since before any city was ever built. You are part of a very old, very gentle tradition. Every sleeper before you slept beneath this same sky, this same wide silence, this same patient dark, and the dark, like an old grandmother, knows exactly how to hold you. It has been doing so for a long, long time. There is a soft and quiet study that found people who watch the slow flicker of a fire show patterns of brain activity very similar to those who are meditating. The brain, it seems, recognizes the unhurried dance of flame as something deeply trustworthy, perhaps because for many thousands of years, fire meant warmth, safety, and the slow gathering of loved ones at the end of the day. So tonight, you might imagine a small fire in a stone hearth, the flames moving in slow gold ribbons, the warmth folding outward through the room. Sit with this fire in your mind. Let it warm the imagined floor beneath your bare feet. Let its quiet light dance on the walls. Even in imagination, the fire is real to the nervous system, and the nervous system is settling, beautifully, into its old peace. The diaphragm, that soft, dome-shaped muscle beneath the lungs, is the great unsung companion of every calm breath. When it moves slowly and freely, it gently massages the heart above and the soft organs below, sending a quiet wave of warmth through the whole torso. Most of the time, we do not notice this companion at all. But tonight, with each slow breath, it is doing its tender work, rising and falling like a small, soft moon inside you. The belly grows easy. The chest grows easy. The whole soft tower of the body is breathing as one. There is no part of you that is not part of this rising and falling. You are not breathing. You are being breathed, and the one breathing you is older and kinder than any thought. There is a soft phrase in the gentle science of sleep called sleep architecture, which describes the way the night is built from many quiet rooms. Light sleep, deep sleep, dreaming sleep, all linked by warm hallways of transition. Across the night, you wander through these rooms several times, each visit a little different, each visit a little kinder than the last. You do not need to know the floor plan. The body knows it perfectly. Tonight, the first door is already opening, very slowly, onto a softly lit corridor. Beyond that corridor, more doors wait, each one warmer and dimmer. You may walk through them all in your own time, with no map, with no hurry. The architecture of the night has been built especially for you, and every room within it is welcoming you home. The brain, when it is calm, tends to view the world more kindly. Studies have shown that rested minds are more generous, more patient, more able to see small beauties they would have missed when tired. Sleep, in this way, is not only rest. It is a quiet teacher of kindness, both toward others and toward yourself. Tonight, as you rest, the soft work of this teacher is already beginning. The small judgments of the day are softening. The harsh inner voices are growing slower, lower, more like the gentle voice of an old friend. By morning, the world will look a little warmer than it did today, not because the world has changed, but because the lens through which you see it has been polished gently, all night long, by the slow, kind hands of sleep. There is a beautiful word in some old languages for the moment just before sleep, that soft borderland between waking and dreaming, where thoughts grow strange and lovely, where images drift in and out like small painted boats. Scientists call this state hypnagogia, but the heart has always called it by another name, something close to magic. In this state, the mind is unusually open, unusually creative, unusually kind. Tonight, you are very near to this borderland. You may already be standing on its gentle threshold, watching the small painted boats drift past. Some of them are old memories. Some of them are new stories beginning to form. You do not need to choose any of them. You may simply watch them drift and let yourself drift with them into the long, deep, dreaming country beyond. The body, when softly held by sleep, slows its breathing to a rhythm so quiet that even the air around it seems to grow stiller. The heart steps softly. The blood moves gently. The small storms of waking life become long, slow weather, more like the patient drift of seasons than the rapid weather of a day. Tonight, your inner climate is changing, beautifully. The bright lightning of thought is giving way to slow, warm rain. The fast winds of worry are softening into long, kind currents of breath. The whole inner sky is dimming into the deep blue of a long, peaceful evening. And somewhere in that sky, the small first stars of sleep are beginning to appear, one by one, until the whole quiet ceiling above you is gentle, glittering, and ready. There is a soft science around the smell of lavender, in which researchers have found that the simple act of breathing in this gentle scent can lower the heart rate and soften the small electric storms of stress. The brain, it seems, has a long memory for kind smells, and lavender, growing in old gardens and farmhouse fields for many centuries, has become one of its most trusted lullabies. Tonight, you may imagine a small open window through which the scent of a distant lavender field is drifting. Very softly, on the warm night air, the scent is purple and sweet and a little drowsy. It moves through the room like a slow blessing. It settles in your pillow. It folds itself into your blanket. It rests, kindly, in every quiet corner of the place where you are sleeping. In the deep middle of the night, the body reaches its lowest core temperature, a soft inner cool that helps the brain enter its deepest waves of rest. This cool is not a chill. It is more like the inner equivalent of moonlight, a quiet blue that bathes every cell. The skin may grow a little warmer at the surface, releasing heat outward like a gentle gift to the night air, while the deep interior of you grows tenderly cool. This is part of how the body learns to rest most deeply. Tonight, this slow cooling is already beginning. The warm outer edges of you are softening. The cool inner center of you is settling. You are becoming, in your own quiet way, like a small still pond beneath the moon, perfectly held between warm shores and cool depths. There is a phrase in the old kind science of healing that says, the body heals best when it is held. Tonight, you are held completely. The bed holds you. The blanket holds you. The room holds you. The night, with its long, quiet arms, holds the room. The earth, in its great patient turning, holds the night. The stars, in their soft, far light, hold the earth. There is no part of you that is not, at this very moment, being held by something larger and kinder than itself. You may rest inside this great gentle holding. You may stop carrying yourself for a while. The holding is older than you. The holding has held many sleepers, and many sleeps, and many long quiet nights. And tonight, the holding is holding you. The brain, when it dreams, sometimes finds soft answers to questions it could not solve while awake. This is part of the long, kind work of sleep, the slow weaving of understanding from the small threads of feeling, memory, and quiet hope. You do not have to bring any questions into sleep with you tonight. The questions you have already carried, knowingly or unknowingly, will be tended to by the soft inner weaver. By the time you wake, some of them will be lighter. Some of them will have changed shape. Some of them will simply have grown small enough to set down. You do not have to manage any of this. The weaver knows the loom by heart. The threads are ready. The slow, gentle work of the night has all the time it needs. There is a soft and quiet truth at the very center of the science of calm, which is that the body, given enough kindness, knows exactly how to come home to itself. It does not need to be forced. It does not need to be fixed. It only needs to be allowed. Tonight, you are allowing it by lying here, by breathing slowly, by softening into the warm dark. You are giving the body the one thing it has always needed most, which is your permission. The permission to rest. The permission to mend. The permission to be exactly as it is, in this quiet hour, beneath this quiet ceiling, on this quiet earth, beneath this quiet sky. And the body, in return, is giving you the long, slow, beautiful gift of its rest. The small spaces between your fingers, the gentle curves of your palms, the soft creases of your wrists, all contain tiny rivers of warmth that quiet themselves at night. The hands, having done so much of the day's small holding, are at last allowed to hold nothing. They lie open, or curled lightly, like two soft shells upon the sand of the bed. Tonight, you may feel a small, quiet gratitude rising for these hands, for everything they have carried, for everything they have touched, for everything they have made. Then let that gratitude soften too, into simple warmth, into simple rest. The hands have done enough. The hands are home. The hands may sleep, beautifully, beneath the same blanket that is holding the rest of you. In this long and patient hour, the breath, at the very edge of sleep, often grows so soft that it can hardly be felt. The way mist hardly weighs anything, as it settles over a quiet meadow at dawn. The body, in this hush, becomes almost weightless, even though it is heavy with rest. There is no contradiction in this. The deepest heaviness is also the deepest lightness, the way a stone at the bottom of a still pond feels no weight at all, perfectly held by the warm water around it. Tonight, you are that stone. The warm water of the night is holding you. The mist of your breath is settling softly over the meadow of you. You are both deeply heavy and deeply light, and there is nothing you must choose between them. You may simply be beautifully, both at once. There is a soft, beautiful truth that scientists, poets, and grandmothers have all known in their own ways, which is that the mind, when it is gently loved, becomes a kinder home to live in. Every slow breath you have taken tonight, every gentle word you have allowed yourself to hear, every soft moment of letting go has added one more small candle to the warm hallway of your inner home. By morning, that hallway will be a little brighter, a little more inviting, a little more yours. You do not have to remember any of this. The candles remember themselves. They will be burning quietly for you whenever you need them, lighting the soft inner rooms of the mind with a warmth that no day, however long, can ever fully take away. And now, here at the soft 100th quiet story, the whole long warm tide of the night has gathered around you. The watchman in the brain has set down its lantern. The blue river of the vagus nerve is flowing gently through every quiet room of you. The small seahorse of memory is drifting in moonlit water. The wide, kind sky of the mind has dimmed into the slow blue of dream. There are no more facts to gather, no more rooms to enter, no more soft instructions to follow. There is only this, the warm cradle of the bed, the slow tide of the breath, the deep, patient holding of the night. You are already inside the country of rest. You have been inside it for some time now, and the country of rest has been waiting, all evening, just to keep you. And so, beneath the long blue ceiling of this quiet night, the soft science of calm has wrapped itself gently around you, like an old shawl draped across the shoulders of someone very loved. The watchman in the brain is sleeping. The blue river of the vagus is flowing slowly through every warm room of the body. The little seahorse of memory drifts in moonlit water, and the wide, kind sky of the mind has settled into the deep, slow blue of dreaming. Tonight you have learned, in the gentlest possible way, that anxiety has never been your enemy. It has only been an old, faithful watcher, lifting its small lantern in case you needed help finding your way. You have learned that the body holds deep within itself a quiet country of peace, with soft rivers, warm hearths, and wise old gardeners who tend its inner fields while you rest. You have learned that breath is a language, that touch is a language, that even silence is a language, and that all of these languages know how to whisper the same kind sentence. You are safe, you are safe, you are safe. You have learned that calm is not something you must build from nothing. It is something that has been resting inside you all along, like a small soft lamp tucked away in a back room of the heart. The lamp has always been there. It only needed someone to walk slowly into the room and notice its warm and waiting glow. Tonight, you have walked into that room. Tonight, you have noticed. There is nothing more to gather. There is nothing more to remember. The slow tide of the night will carry forward all that needs carrying. The soft inner weaver will tend to all that needs weaving. The kind gardener will tend to all that needs tending. You may rest completely, knowing that the long, patient kindness of your own body is awake even when you are not, watching over you with a love older than any thought. And now, sweet sleeper, the time has come to let go of even these soft words. You have been so gentle with yourself tonight. You have allowed your breath to slow, your shoulders to soften, your mind to drift toward its warm and dreaming country. There is nothing more you must do outside. Somewhere in the great patient world, a slow wind is moving through tall trees. A small light is glowing in a faraway window. A gentle river is making its long, quiet way to the sea. All of it is happening without you, kindly, the way it has happened on every other night since the world began. You may rest. The world is being held. You are being held within it. If this slow journey has eased your heart even a little, you are warmly invited, whenever you feel ready, to softly tap the like button and to gently subscribe to Deep Sleep Science, so that more of these quiet nights may find their way to you, like small warm lanterns set out along the long road of sleep. There is no rush. The road is patient, the lanterns are many. Now let the breath grow softer still. Let the body grow heavier still. Let the inner sky deepen into its dark velvet blue, sprinkled with small far stars. The country of dreams is wide and warm, and the path into it has been polished smooth by every sleeper who has ever walked it before you. Your bed is the soft beginning of that path. Your breath is the slow lantern that lights it. And your heart, beating quietly in its old and faithful rhythm, is the small companion walking beside you, the whole long, beautiful way. In a moment, the gentle music of 432 Hz will begin to flow, soft as moonlight on water, and it will carry you the rest of the way into rest. You do not have to listen for it. You do not have to follow it. It will simply be there, like the sea is there, like the sky is there, like the warm dark is there, holding the small lit lantern of you. Sleep now, dear one. Sleep deeply, sleep softly, sleep without any weight at all. Good night, and sleep deeply.